Welcome back to Hardball. I mentioned before that President Trump reminds me of a character from the Goodfellas movie, Jimmy Two Times. Let's watch.
And Jimmy Two Times, who got that nickname because he said everything twice, like...
I'm gonna go get the papers,
And here is our own President Two Times.
Chicago is a disaster. It's a total disaster. He doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. Our warmest admiration for this ancient culture. It's an ancient culture, and its customs are ancient.
Jason, this is a hot potato. I think it's street-corner English in all ethnic groups. I've heard it before growing up around Philly. I've heard guys and I spent a lot of time on the corner, but guys were talking on the corner. I say, hey, you know, it's time to get out of here. It's time to get out of here. I think it is a locution or something. I don't know how you call it, but it is funny to hear it from a well-educated president.
Right, a very smart president. He has the best words, so much so he has to use them twice, or people won't understand him. I think it's a matter. I think it's a mixture of two things. One, I think he may wonder if people are really listening to him, and two, I don't think he knows what to say. As much as he is good at being spontaneous and quick off the cuff, I think in these formal settings he's really anxious and repeats himself because he doesn't know the next thing to say if he's not just riffing.
I think that's part of it, and there's something else, too, because often this happens when he's on teleprompter, so he's reading words that somebody else wrote for him, probably reading it for the first time, so he goes, blah, 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 ancient culture. Oh, yeah, ancient culture, really important. So he's agreeing with the guy who wrote the speech, but really he's just agreeing with himself.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yes.
If on the
He's president of the United States. We got to keep reminding ourselves.
It might also be a bit of branding, though, on some of these things.
Okay.
Some of these points where he wants to emphasize, repeat it, you know, get your message out there. You know, when you think of branding, sometimes you got to over and over and over and repeat it and bang people over the heads. But I would agree, sometimes on these formal remarks, I've also noticed something else he does where, yeah, he'll be reading from the teleprompter and it sounds scripted and awkward, and he will take a moment where he pauses and he'll throw in a little Trumpian phrase like, and I tell you, it is going to be like we have never seen before. And then get that, believe me, and then get back into the, you know, he kind of knows he has to inject a little bit of him into this.
Well, the bigger question I raised at the beginning of this hour, which is this Black Friday, if you will, is the question of how he's managed to keep our attention. I mean, every morning he gets up and he tweets. That's his technique. But how does he manage by 6:30 in the morning? I mean, I turn on the TV, I get in the car, and I listen to the latest on the Sirius XM, because it's not in the papers that morning. He's already gotten ahead of the papers. Right. He has already made news by 6:30 in the morning. What do we make of this guy's ability to command our attention? I mean, you can't go to an evening in Washington. I'm sure I'm on one side. On the other side is probably the same. It's all about Trump. We're saying he only talks about himself. He's the person everybody talks about. Dana, and you're the expert. You're the satirist. Your column is fabulous because you've got great material in him, too.
Well, and when I said at the very beginning of this show, great show. This is a great show, Chris. But no,
Keep that up.
we said at the very beginning, the one true thing is it is all about himself.
But how does he get us in on the story?
He has succeeded in making, in gaining attention. But the whole idea of the bully pulpit is you use it to advance your agenda. So he's got all of our attention, but it's not advancing.
Jimmy Carter, who I pay tribute to, could have kept our attention 24/7. Well, he's constantly putting on a reality show that's never stopping. When he got elected president of the Electoral College, he began a 4-year reality show, 24/7.
A 4 to 8 year reality show, and I'm old enough to remember when people complained that Obama gave too many speeches. Remember that at the beginning?
Overexposure.
Like, oh, yeah, he's overexposed. No, there is no overexposure. And here's the thing.
For Trump.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have a policy agenda. He has a Trump agenda. And the Trump agenda is to make sure it's constantly focused on him. Between Twitter and our coverage,
how does he do it?
Because he taps into the inexhaustible fuel of American politics, which is rage.
Yeah,
he either elicits rage or he brings rage out from people who don't like him, and that will never exhaust itself as long as he's in office.
My dad, when I was growing up, said I could have a 24-hour radio show. I could have one. But I don't think it's as arresting as this guy is. I'm trying to be novel and interesting and have a point. But it's something, it's closer to his id talking. This thing inside him that has to constantly be enraged, constantly passionate about being him.
Exactly.
And I don't think most of us could make this up. You know, who would have instinctually thought to go after NFL players, to go after UCLA basketball players, right? And to say, well, you should thank the president of China, to go after this Gold Star woman.
I should have left him in jail.
Yeah, to go after Gold Star families on Twitter. Most people, it wouldn't ever have even crossed their mind to go after some of these things. And so, yeah, they are so outside of the realm of anyone's idea of possible that we can't stop.
I mean, and that's
well, that's a hell of a list of people that don't like you.
Yeah.
Every day gets up and says, "I don't care if African Americans don't like me. I don't care if if Hispanics don't like me. I don't care if Muslims don't like me. I don't care because I've got Scranton. I've got Erie. What's he talking about?
There you go. I've got Central Ohio.
But this is why they haven't replaced Obamacare, while we still don't have a tax bill or immigration legislation or infrastructure or anything else. It's because we keep getting distracted. We're very willing, particularly those of us in the media, to follow the distractions he throws out there and make it all about Donald Trump. But nothing's happened.
But if Hillary were president, we'd be arguing about full funding for Title 20 education programs. Yes, see that face? Anyway, we'd be doing serious business. Anyway, we'll be right back after this.